Hello, my name is Weston and this is The Lighter the Darker. Today's video is unlike any other we've done in the past. See, we were invited to playtest two brand new board games that are in their playtesting phase. We are also going to be making a surprise stop along the way, so I'm super excited to bring you guys along for that. But needless to say, let's go! Hello again from the car. We've just been driving for quite a while, and there's a surprise that I didn't talk about earlier. We are picking up the next game we are reviewing, actually, and we are meeting this guy at a game store. We met online, and he's selling a game that's based off of one of my favorite video games of all time for a very good price. And let's talk a little bit more about what we are doing. I mentioned that we are playtesting some new board games, but this is the new launch for RockFace Studios, a totally new board game company, and we were invited to come to the launch, try some games, and hopefully show you guys what it's like. How are you feeling today?
I am sleepy and a little sick from the car ride, but I'm very excited to go tonight, and sounds like there will be some cool people, some pizza, and we'll get to just hang out and learn about this brand new board game company and play some new games, so I'm pretty stoked. It'll be great.
I am very stoked as well. So let's go ahead and check out this game store. We're like 15 minutes, 20 minutes early, and we'll probably run to the guy as well, see if he's okay with being on camera, but see you inside. Pretty cool. Hello, how's it going? Good. Did you say core space? Where? Natalie has seen one of my favorite games that I've wanted so badly. Oh man, Core Space.
Oh, this is cool.
Oh, and they have a lot of it too. And the Clank in Space, we had that. Core Space comes with terrain. It's really incredible. The Firstborn is more the like story, and this is more the starter kit for the miniature game, but they started with the Firstborn. They've got a lot of this epic encounter stuff, which makes sense. Someone's been painting. That's pretty cool. Let's go back to see what else they have. Some good games. The Great Wall by Awaken Realms. This is a area control game that's definitely on our list.
I really want that one. It looks so pretty.
Yeah. It's a really cool spot. They have like a coffee bar and everything. Two games to play. We just sold this game. We actually got it for $10.
By midnight, we've been interested.
Yeah, we have been. That was a great game last year. Wildlands, we love Wildlands. That's a hidden gem back here. Got a painting studio. That's pretty cool. Over here they've got Curse City and Battle Lore. Do-gooder games.
Like that gaming shop, I was like, oh, I can like breathe in here. I'm not intimidated. I feel comfortable. I feel like I could sit down on one of these chairs and have a cup of coffee. And that is just unique and awesome.
It was a very unique and wonderful shop. We were truly amazed by the generosity of the staff, the selection for the games that you can play. They don't have a table fee, and honestly, they have a really great community there and just a really great place to find. And what we got was this. We didn't actually buy it from the game, but we met a gentleman there who sold it to us for a wonderful price. Thank you so much, Josh. You were so generous and kind, and thanks for the subscription as well. This is the launch party for a brand new board game studio featuring their first 2 new games. This is RockFace Studios, founded by these 2 top-tier guys. Natalie and I spoke at length about how these 2 are remarkably kind and interesting people. They both have gone through so many facets of experience to bring them here, outputting all of their passion into an interactable, playable machine. First of the duo we'll talk about is Chris. I really vibed with Chris, as we both have a background in music and touring. He's jumped around quite a few genres, from metal to more calmer psychedelic stuff. Then he found immense success in the software development field, eventually choosing to live the dream, making a board game studio with his best friend. Speaking of his counterpart, his name is Easton, and naturally we became arch nemesis at the moment we shook hands. Ever met a Norston or a Southston? Yeah? That's 'cause of me. Anyway, this sweet guy and I are also quite alike. The name and the theme around his game is Amnesis, which I've also published a song and a poem about that theme. Easton and Chris are both the kind of guys that you'd meet and you could not imagine them doing anything else. I wouldn't say that if it wasn't clear that they've both had a deep passion for gaming throughout whichever current vocation they had. Before really talking about these games, I want to mention something very important. Both of these games showcased by RockFace Studios are currently using AI art, which we can all agree isn't acceptable once these games have been published. That's why I got individual promises from both Easton and Chris that this won't be the case when their individual games are published. They are both passionate about doing the right things the right way, and have always planned to have this art just be a placeholder for the time being. Digging deeper into the games, Chris's masterpiece is called Fibonacci's Harmony. We really appreciate the originality of both of the designs and systems, yet simultaneously these games pulled influences to create familiarity, comfort, and ease when really digging your teeth into the games. For Fibonacci's Harmony, I saw influences from all the way from Splendor to Yu-Gi-Oh! And Omen. This game gives you the feeling that you could be arms deep in strategy while having a casual conversation about something besides the game. All the while, you keep going back to the textile and visual satisfaction of its components. The game is suited for 2 to 4 players, takes about 30 minutes, and Chris said it suits about ages 8+. Something that you will find with both these games is that you start with symmetrical decks. In Fibonacci's Harmony, you start with 21 unique sages. Nearby, you will also have your attribute stacks: focus, resonance, and will. Essentially, the game is about balancing and juggling these attributes. When one of those stacks is equal to the numbers in Fibonacci's sequence, you are both protected from other players' actions towards you, and you can access the meditate action, where you can draw the amount of cards that you matched in Fibonacci sequence, that being 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, or 21. This makes it interesting because to win, you need to have each of your stacks at 7, making yourself unprotected. The cards you draw, those sages, well, they keep enabling you to get those stacks to the numbers you desire by stealing from others or just giving you more attributes. Then, once each of your stacks hits 7, you have reached enlightenment, where you can forever boast to your friends that you are the most present individual in existence. Moving on to Amnesis, we have a 2-player game that Easton expects will last you around 45 minutes, and is appropriate for those 13 and older. Amnesis' gameplay leans into the idea of the mill component that was introduced in Magic the Gathering, where you choose a target and force them to discard from their deck into their graveyard. Easton takes this idea and spins it into a deeply fascinating game surrounding memory. Gameplay-wise, I would also recommend this if you like Rift Force or any other 2-played card game with endless strategy. This is how you set up the board. You have your short-term memory, or your STM, in the center. Then you have your working memory and your forgetting memory to the side. Your mental resources at the bottom, and then your amnesia serves as your graveyard in the corner. Diving into some further logistics, players operate with face-up hands built from identical decks, making the mental gymnastics of the game even more intense. At the beginning of each turn, a player can move a card from their short-term memory into their mental resources and add 3 energy counters to it. You will use the points from these cards as many times as your energy counters allow them to activate any cards you may want to bring into your working memory. The types of cards you may encounter are Forget, Extract, Remember, Store, Energize, Focus, and Scheme. Forget card allows you to create urgency by moving cards from your opponent's deck to their forgetting, although it may be recovered. Extracting is a more aggressive action, which allows you to move cards from anywhere on your opponent's board other than their long-term memory and put them straight into amnesia. Storing cards allows you to take anything from your board other than amnesia and place it into your long-term memory. Energizing allows you to add a counter to your mind resource, renewing your energy to play more cards. Focus is a reactionary card played in response to an opponent attempting to make you forget. Ruminate allows you to keep cards in your short-term memory for a little while longer. And finally, schemes allow you to look at a few cards at the top of the long-term memory. Then you can put one face down in your scheme section. These cards can't be extracted or seen by your opponent, and you play them the same way you play cards in your short-term memory. Now, the version of Amnesis we saw didn't actually have the schemes in it, so I'm not sure if Easton's planning on having that component stay long-term. Then, to win the game, you make your opponent forget everything. Their long-term memory is depleted, and you've proven the superiority of your mental faculties. The game is very strong thematically, and will bring a cerebral, strategic, and competitive sense to your board game night. I also want to include this little clip of Easton describing the board game himself.
You ready?
I am ready. My arch nemesis, Easton.
Hello. Yeah, I know, right? Weston, thank you for coming by here to join us for this launch party. My name's Easton. I'm one of the co-founders for RockFace Studios. This is my game here, Amnesis. We're about ready to teach everyone the rules of it. We're excited to do so. Amnesis is a fun telepathic battle between two players where you're trying to get the other to a state of complete amnesia before they do the same to you. So we're hoping that people have a lot of fun with that.
We were really astounded with both of the games RockFace showcased and are even more excited to get to know them more. I hope that you enjoyed coming along with us on this board game adventure, and stay tuned for more board game news, reviews, and series. We hope that you are having a lovely day, and this has been The Light of the Darker. Take care.